Still in the race of who gets the deal of 25,000 Ghana Cedi startup capital, a car, and an enviable fully set up office space, the contestants were tasked with designing an artwork for a Dodge Ram customized by Endela. Training in brand strategy, design and photography was conducted, after which the team set out to work. Today, the Ubuntus and premiers will be presenting their final work to the judges. Whose artwork gets chosen by the client and who gets to exit the deal house.
If you always keep your money in your wallet, one day you'll be let down. Let down.
Me say ona from emo, ori ene juma, GMO basika, abama meneo. Me say ona from emo, ori ene juma, GMO basika, ori ene juma. Me say ona from emo, ori ene juma, GMO basika. It's just a click. Obia to me a B, Miss May, Obia to me a B, also ye Obia to me a B, Miss May, Obia to me a B, also ye B.
Star 712 hash all networks. Put them.
Welcome, premiers. Hi, Caleb.
Hi.
You have 5 minutes. Introduce your team members and run us through your presentation.
Good evening, panels. My name is Caleb Anobil. He's Michael, Kelvin, he's Farid, he's Anthea, and she is Patience, and she is Saron. Okay. Actually, we are not here to talk about asphalt, or we are not here to talk about good roads. We are here to take you to the bush. We are here to take you to terrain places, rocky places. We are here to take you where people don't feel comfortable to be, but we are here to tell you how our clients want you to feel comfortable to be there, even when you think you've got a business idea there. And so we are not just talking about improvising, because we are above the stage of improvising, because there is a solution by Endela. And so it's not just about going there, but going there and making sure you achieve your business purpose actually with comfort. And so one may ask, why don't they see very mountainous and hilly places showing a very crooked stuff, because we are talking about terrain places? But when you look at the personality there, it depicts the market people we are trying to target. It depicts our market target. It's actually showing somebody in his overall suit, telling us that the person is an engineer, a miner, and others can relate. And so if you think you also work in places such as these people, you can also relate as an entrepreneur. Not just your face being there, because it's just a 3 seconds picture. Every billboard is just to pitch you a minimum of 3 seconds. What can you get out of that 3 seconds? That's what we want you to get, a picture of that. And our focus is to just, one of the main way we are trying to get a focus of our target market is to try to use imagery. And so giving a picture of the target market is actually going to attract the people. Now, not just giving the target market, but also branding the people with Endela. And so the person is in a green overall coat, meaning that Endela has branded that entrepreneur, which is an innovative way. And also we believe that as entrepreneurs, most of these people in these sectors are males, and males naturally are attracted to females. We believe that as a feminine, it will attract much people into this, on this billboard with just 3 seconds, the person seeing the face. And so we believe with this, now after seeing this, the person may look, what's next after being catched? But note that it's not everybody that looks at graphics. Some people also read a lot. We are in a technological age where people are on WhatsApp typing and everything, and so they like reading, like looking at pictures. And so we provided another plan, which is where there are no roads, the ramp goes. And so with 3 seconds, the minimum you can take it, no roads, ramp goes. And it has been blocked there for you to see it clearly within 3 seconds, even if there is no traffic and you are passing by. Also, the car is talking about a car that can move to terrain places, a car that is very strong. And so it's showing the features such as the snorkel, such as the winch, such as the headlights, which actually depicts the strong nature of the car. And you can see it's trying to climb up something, meaning how beastful the car is and showing its beast with a curvy nature. And so the car is not just there, but it's there to tell you who the person is. And actually, the brand Endela has to be there because there are a lot of brands also selling Dodge cars. But we are not focusing on those brands, but we are focusing on Endela and what they do to the Dodge brand by customizing it to actually ensure comfort. And we believe with this, we can actually have another
you have 1 minute.
We can have another sort of target that can help catch the ideas of people, which is the 24/7 automobile assistance. And with this, we believe that a person cannot catch a telephone number within 3 seconds, but a person knows he's in Africa. And a person, by seeing the Endela brand, can just catch the email address or the website of Endela, being endelaafrica.com, which is easy to remember. And by this, we believe we are selling the Endela brand.
Thank you very
this
much.
thing. Thank you.
All right, premiers, thank you very much for your presentation. We have 5 minutes of Q&A, and I'd like to start with Judge Rudy.
Okay, so first rule of presentation. The fact that you have 5 minutes doesn't mean you need to use it all. If you can say what you want to say in a minute, it's probably the best thing you would do for yourself. The copy, who developed that?
I'll give it to the one who brought up.
Yeah, okay. What's the thought behind where there are no roads, the RAM goes?
Basically, my perspective of where there are no roads, the RAM goes, is that the car or the vehicle, RAM 4x4, was designed to go to places where normally terrain places, you understand me, where normal cars can't go. And with its special features, that is why I said that where there are no
so you see, there you go. You just said special features. There's nothing I see about the special features.
All right, John Robert, can you say something?
2 quick comments from me. Number one, for me, with any presentation, and especially now when people have a very short attention span, your first 10 sentences, 6 to 10 sentences, should summarize the entirety of the story. By your 20th sentence, I still didn't know what you were selling. You lost me completely. Number 2 is that I'm looking at your creative and everything is jumping at me. I'm not sure what the takeaway is. Is it Endela? Is it roads? Is it 24 assistance? Is it the truck? There's just too much jumping at me.
You guys want to say anything to the judges? Because there are concerns from the judges. Clutter, we've heard about you couldn't sell your message in the first 10-20 seconds. Anything you want to say to the judges? Sure.
Sir,
okay.
Basically, I think that most of the things you are saying are right. The thing is that when it comes to the special features, that was basically the most important thing we're trying to focus on. But we were also thinking that if we highlight those things too much, it's going to make the whole thing clumsy.
You highlighted enough. So there's nothing like too much. I mean, your copy probably should have screamed, souped up, specced up for something, because and then there's also something you guys need to notice. So Endela is not the manufacturer. Endela is competing with about 100 carports, car places, whatnot, all selling Dodge. It's not an exclusive product. But how do you build a bridge back from this to Endela, that when I think about a Dodge, or if I want a tricked out Dodge Ram, I think of Endela? So that's for me what is missing. And you know, I get it. From a creative direction, there's a bit of uniformity that's happening. The only thing I don't know whether it's a screen, the sky can't be this dark and yet this clear at the same time. And then I'm going to address the elephant in the room. What's she doing in it? What is she doing in the creative? What was she supposed to? Because I heard you say, and his meals and his attraction and when you
about the lady, we're trying to create the impression that there's not a car used by any ordinary person. There's a car that's used by people who deal with
yeah, you lost it. We can't see. Until you said engineering, I couldn't see what she was holding. Yeah, I didn't know whether she had a prosthetic leg.
Yeah.
I mean, look. Yeah.
So she doesn't look like a construction worker.
Not in like.
I'm missing her helmet. She just doesn't look like a construction worker.
It's like a runway model that, you know, one of my events, you're activating, and, you know, we're trying to,
So you have a...
Among all of you in the group, is there any one of you who disagreed with the general direction of this billboard?
I didn't want this to be there.
What's this?
The girl.
The lady?
Yeah, the lady.
Okay. Anyone?
The model.
Anyone else?
Did you voice it out? Did you hear him voice out?
Yeah, at the end we had two major designs, and then we're analyzing them. One had the model, one didn't have the model.
Okay.
But after we discussed everything, we got to know that the second idea actually came from him, and it came very late. But the thing is that whilst we were discussing how to present, he was with the graphic designer developing the second idea. So at the time we got to see the second idea, which we actually agreed on, we didn't know how to. We hadn't developed strategies to support that idea.
So you didn't defend your idea?
I tried, but I don't...
What is it? Did you hear him try? Did he rant? Did he wail?
He doesn't try at all.
He what?
Yet, he doesn't try yet.
At all.
I'm hearing that he developed a direction that may have been better.
I saw it.
Is the second direction here, by the way?
I saw it and I loved it. The only thing I disagreed to was the call to action, but later on they explained it to me, and then since majority of them said they agreed to it, I was like, okay, fine. But my idea was that why don't we say customize to suit your journey? That was what I said.
Is there any one of you that will stick by this, irrespective of the criticism? Any one of you? You'll stick with it. Okay.
Thank you very much for your presentation. I'd like you to go out, and I'd like the team lead to stay, please. All right, Farid, thanks for the presentation. I have two questions for you, and if the judges would like to come in, we're going to do that as well. Yes. So my first question is, why do you think your team hasn't impressed the client? And my second question is, who would you say are the two weakest links in your team?
Okay, so basically I think that we're not able to impress our client because we are focusing more on the creative aspect of the billboard, and then we miss the most important details. Okay, so I think that most of my team members had issues with Dave because he was not communicating with the team. Sometimes when we were brainstorming, he's sitting somewhere doing his own thing. And we felt he was much more of an introvert, and we were trying to tolerate him, but eventually it didn't work out. And when it comes to Kelvin, we felt like whenever we were focused and then we were trying to accomplish something, he was always bringing stuff in to distract the whole team. So I think that the people who, I don't really think that we have weak people in our team, but basically the people whose actions costed us this task, Dave and then Kelvin.
Thank you very much, Aurora. We'll see you soon.
Like, how can you put somebody that you slapped? No, it doesn't make sense. Even abroad, they'll arrest you for threatening somebody.
Okay, then you should go and call the police to arrest me, because I'm being very serious. I'm not joking.
Guys, so this is it. It's crunch time right here on the biggest business pitch reality TV show. It's called The Deal. Now, guess what? The Ubuntus and the premiers are all going to see the judges, and at the end of the day, most definitely, we're going to be having our eviction. Well, the premiers have already gone and done their presentation to the judges, and they are actually inside there and you're having a little bit of a discussions. It's crunch time, as I told you. Tempers are going to be flaring here and there, but at the end of the day, we need to cut down the numbers.
Welcome, Team Ubuntu. You get to meet the judges today. You have 5 minutes to do your presentation.
Thank you very much. Good evening. My name is Joseph Odako, and I'm the team representative for this presentation of the Ubuntu Consort. Here you have my team, and we're ready to show you our concept, quite frankly. We're very excited. So, this is our final rendition. But first, let's ask ourselves, what was the objective? Quite eloquently, our task manager, Mr. Derek, made it very clear. A captivating, apt copy, visual delivery, and finally, and most importantly actually, to capture what we call the EE, the Ndela, or to exhibit Ndela. So, here's what we have. Now, keeping in mind that our client, namely the business development executive, Mr. Honey, made mention that this would be their first, or keeping in perspective, that this would be their first billboard campaign. We wanted it to be a very succinct and clear message. No ambiguity, no confusion. And so here you have it. A strong, minimalist rendered vehicle to be delivered and to be presented. The fully spec'd Dodge Ram 1500 Hemi. Clear and straight to the point. Now, this is because of the fact that, keeping in perspective your client demographic of NGOs, pharmaceuticals, and mining corporations, this is the message that we want to communicate. Your added value incentive. The specs you have that make sure that your vehicle has the capacity, the fortitude, and the agility to go through a spectrum of terrains. Now, yes, we are being dubbed the serious ones, but the Ubuntu team consider ourselves to be creatives. So as you can see, we chose to be creative within the Ndela perspective, because the creativity must meet the client's need, a problem-solution fit. So subsequently, you can see an aesthetic kaleidoscopic terrain of different surfaces. Muddy, my favorite and the most common one in Ghana, which is the untarred gravel road, the forest, and then the classic Ndela green, which was featured on their website, because we do our research, we're serious. Now, my favorite part is the copy. That was conjured up by one of our group members, who is famously referred to as a Gushi. Now, this is it. We go where they can't. Now, upon meeting Mr. Honey, he mentioned very frankly that Ndela has a value-added proposition. They offer a bespoke, tailored service for their client, depending on the terrain. And we wanted to create this competitive differentiator of us versus they. We go where they can't. And that is why the copy is enumerated there. Now, of course, we are millennials. As such, you need a digital footprint. So, neatly placed next to it, with regards to spatial reasoning and the real estate of the billboard, we put your URL there, ndelaafrica.com, so that your millennial demographic of prospective clientele can actually engage with it. Now, this is a very important feature to us. We're celebrating the vehicle, which is the fully spec'd Dodge Ram, but marginally larger is the Ndela logo. These two brands are clearly interrelated and wanted to effectively communicate that. So here you have it. Aesthetic, creative, but Ndela. And this was very important to us. We present to you our minimal, strong, simple, clear billboard as your first public opening and rendition. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. All right, so thank you very much for your presentation. I'll start from Judge Andrew.
Presentation. The setback for me is I would have preferred a little more exciting Dodge. Even though the message is clear, we go where they can't. And you've sold the idea of Ndela providing extras to differentiate its product from the others.
Okay.
I still think that a slightly different color. The white is a bit blunt, but overall I think it's a very good presentation.
Thank you very much for your feedback. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Rudy?
Okay, so I think our first comment, the backgrounds don't work. I know what you're trying to do, but sometimes you used all the keywords. Minimalist, there's nothing minimal about this thing. Okay. Although I see a car and boom, I see a Dodge, it goes straight. The two logos, the crown and the Ram itself at the top gets there. The other connection that I don't feel is Ndela fully spec'd, we go where they can't. Well, it's a better job. Okay. So you did renditions of it. Really? Did you guys get a paw or something?
All right, thank you very much, guys. Now let me come to the client. I want to know what the client thinks about this work. Okay. All right, Patrick, are you going to go with this?
They tried. They tried. I appreciate the effort, and I feel they could have still gone the extra mile. It's difficult to sell all the features in just one. It's very difficult. But if they sit through it a little bit more, if they had a little bit more time, I think they could do better.
All right, guys, thank you very much. Okay, I'd like you to go out and let your team lead stay.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Yeah, I can see that. You stormed out of the room when you came out. I mean, there was a whole flare-up. I've talked to all the premiers, I mean, your group members, but I want to know, what is it? What is happening?
Okay, so the thing is, I realized this thing about probably my mates, or let's say about Ghanaians, where it's like you're trying to impress people, or you're trying to make somebody feel like what you're doing is okay, or you're trying to make the person like you. And I'm that kind of person that I won't do that. Like, if you're wrong, I'll tell you you're wrong. If you're not doing what is right, I don't want to please you. I mean, I'm here to learn, and I'm here to do my best, because I know I can put my best. So I mean, one person in my team, whenever we're supposed to be like on time, you're always the last person. When we're supposed to, like, he's always off. It's like he doesn't talk as much, he doesn't project. And instead of the other team members backing me, it's like I'm the only one saying it. So it's like I'm the only bad one. That's why he can actually come out and say, I'll slap you. I mean,
Who's that person?
Dave, or whatever he calls himself.
Ubuntu, how did it go? Steak. Oh, wow.
It was quite fair, and we appreciated the judges' feedback, which was valuable to our overall presentation. So yeah.
You think you're positive about this? I mean, over the other team?
We're optimistic. We are optimistic. Yeah, we are optimistic about the results and the outcomes. Yeah.
Joseph, you were the task leader.
No, I was the presenter.
Presenter. Who's the task leader? Currently in the room. Oh, okay.
I had to lose one of my judges who had to attend to some other pressing matters. So I'm going to go with my 3 judges. Now, Kweku from Team Ubuntu, please step up. I have 2 questions for you.
Okay.
What do you think accounts for the success of your presentation, for which my client is happy about? And then the second question is, which 2 people would you say are the weakest links in your group?
Okay, I think the first question is quite easier. My group was quite united, and I must confess that we are multi-talented. Basically, we had 2 people in the group that were very good with designing, and it's for no reason that I assigned them to be the creative directors, and I think that basically helped us in this assignment. Okay. To pinpoint 2 weak people, I think it will be a very difficult task, and I doubt if I can do that when I'm giving the whole day. But then, I think basically we were all special in our own way. It's difficult.
I think you're a great politician, but this is not a political show. Pick 2 and let's move on.
You spent 48 hours on the task. You should be able to tell us.
I'll pick myself, and I doubt I'll know the last person.
You will pick yourself as the weakest link in your team.
Yep.
Awesome.
Are you going to give my judges another name or not?
I don't think we need to press. I think he's made his decision.
Okay.
It needs to be respected.
Thank you very much, Rudy.
Welcome.
And thank you very much, Kweku.
Welcome. Thank you.
We'll get back to you.
If you always keep your money in your wallet, one day you'll be let down.
Me say on from emo, ori ene juma. Tien mo basika, aba mameneo. Me say on from emo, ori ene juma. Tien mo basika, ori ene juma. Me say on from emo, ori ene juma. Tien mo basika. It's just a click. Obia to me a bee, Miss May, Obia to me a bee, also ye Obia to me a bee, Miss May, Obia to me a bee, also ye bee.
Dial star 712 hash all networks. Put them.
All right, judges. So we've had 10 trillion presentations from 2 teams, Ubuntu and Premiers. There's been so many questions that we've also had to ask them and all that, but I'm sure you guys have some concerns. This is a fine time for us to share ideas and also come to terms to who do we think beyond the weakest link needs to go home. I leave that to you, Rudy.
I think my pick is obviously Ubuntu's work. It's cleaner. From a score perspective, it's 1 to 100. They probably got 80% there. They showed that it was spec'd, which is great, and Della was positioned when it was minimalist. I think the whole rubbish was the background to it. If they had made it even clean to sit there, it would actually communicate better.
Let me come back to you, my client, Patrick.
I think they were a bit more defined in Ubuntu.
Ubuntu?
Yeah, they were a bit more defined and more creative, and they presented themselves also much better.
I get the fact that they wowed you. Yeah. Anyway, so Judge Albert, who had to leave, had this to share. So he thinks that he's also going to go with Ubuntu's work, and he has an idea of who he thinks he wants to see go home. Ora thinks that Dave and Kelvin were his weakest links to deliver the task, and Kweku continuously thinks that he's the weakest link, and everybody in his team is perfect. What do you guys think, Rudy?
Question, can we fire from the winning team? No,
I want to fire from the losing team.
Okay, fine. No, we'll stick to the rules with that. I think, for me, when it comes to Ubuntu, yes, great work, but he has wrong ideas about, the team lead has wrong ideas about business. Decisions are decisions. Sometimes it's not even about weakest link. You have to drill deeper to know people from the surface. Yes, there's always somebody that makes it cool, but if you have to take a decision as a manager, and redundancies are part of business. We hire and fire on a daily basis depending on what is happening. So if you had to let somebody go, you have to drill deeper.
Andrew?
I don't think the premier team leader actually showed leadership.
Okay.
I don't think he showed leadership at all.
Okay.
For the simple reason that, yes, he had 2 guys who tried to get this thing to work. There was a third. I think Sharon had a brilliant idea. However, she was not heard.
She wasn't given a chance to sell her idea.
She was not heard at all. And I think a lot has to do with who is leading, and therefore should have given her an opportunity to say, listen, let's listen and let's see what we can get out of. And he was too quick to identify the 2 people who eventually put put it together.
Yeah.
And yet they're the 2 that he named as his weakest link. I think the weakest link is him.
I think we have a unanimous verdict. All right, so we can bring the teams in, and then we will let Judge Andrew do the announcement.
They're being called, right? Okay, so officially they're being called. Go back to the judges and find their fate, and we'll definitely find out what exactly happens. So Ubuntu's are coming. Ubuntu, no, not Ubuntu's. Ubuntu, yeah, Ubuntu. Yeah, Ubuntu. It looks great for them.
Welcome back, Team Ubuntu and Team Premiers. The judges have made a decision. I'd like to hand over to Judge Andrew to tell us what the verdict is.
Well, we did discuss. We looked at all the presentations that were done, and the judges felt that clearly, not by a narrow margin, but clearly by a wide margin, Ubuntu was a better team.
Okay, so Ubuntu Consult, I would like you to get to the bus and get back to the deal house.
Thank you very much.
Ubuntu's. Okay, guys, relax. What happened? Before anything, nobody wants to talk. Clear the thing.
Okay, so basically, with this tax, Ubuntu, yeah, we got to retaliate. We're very excited. Ubuntu just nailed it by not just a small margin. I just don't want to make him famous, but a wide margin, you know.
I got regular updates from you. We had Skype calls. I visited you during your brainstorm sessions and all that. But there was no point, there was at no point where any of you communicated to me that you were sharing something that was not being taken, or I got throughout everything, there was that clear sense of you guys were working together and everybody was okay. But at the point of delivery, where the judges now scrutinize your work, now we begin to see a lot of disunity in your comments. And Judge Albert thinks that there was some dishonesty from a lot of you. And at this point, I'd like to invite up front, I want the team leader to step up, 3 steps up. I need David to step up, and I need Kelvin to also step up. The rest of you behind can leave and go back to the deal house.
Oof. Okay, guys. Everything okay? Okay, Sharon, you're all smiling now.
Yeah.
What happened in there?
Yeah, we are staying, so the rest.
You're staying?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So now you
At least, yeah.
you're okay. Okay. All right. Sharon is okay now. She was a little bit, some way, but she's now okay. So, yeah.
We believe that Farid needs to leave the house. And the simple reason is that he did not show leadership. If you look at the fact that the 2 people who tried to put it together, despite all the challenges, were the 2 people that were named as the weakest links. And I don't think that that's the way to lead. There was a silent voice in your team that was not heard. And I guess the buck stops with you. And that's the reason why I think you should leave the house.
Okay. Dave and Kelvin, you get to stay in the house. Farid, the journey has ended very quickly. But it doesn't end there, because I believe there's still a lot of things we're going to be doing together. And the mentor is going to get in touch with you, and we're going to work towards working on your plans that you came to the deal with. I'd like you to leave, pack your things, and leave the house. Thank you.
Okay, guys. So what happened?
It's rather unfortunate I'm going home. And I think basically the problem that the judges have with me is bad leadership skills. Because they felt my team wasn't united and I couldn't bring them together to execute the task. But
you're the only one going?
Yeah. But everything happens for a reason, and then I'll keep supporting my team, although I'll be yeah.
Oh man, Farid, I'm heartbroken as this thing is. I don't even know what to say right now. I'm actually, so what? Bad leadership skills.
Yeah, I think that I think that when it comes to my team, the premiers, we have so many young people with different talents who are very creative. And then it's very, very difficult bringing them all together to work with them because they are always having problems with each other. So I think that we were quite distracted. Instead of focusing on what our clients wanted, we were thinking about solving an in-house problem, which was basically about bringing the team together, letting them relax, and then focus on the task at hand. So I think that that's what basically costed us. But I'm glad at the end our team is going to learn a lot from this.
If you always keep your money in your wallet, one day you'll be let down.
Me say ona from emo, ori ene juma. GN mo basika, abama meneo. Me say ona from emo, ori ene juma. GN mo basika. Ori ene juma. Me say ona from emo, ori ene juma. GN mo basika. It's just a click. Obia to me ebi, me sume ebi. Obia to me ebi, osu ebi. Obia to me ebi, me sume ebi. Obia to me ebi, osu ebi.
Dial star 712 hash all networks. Put them.
Team, congratulations.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
I don't blame you guys at all.
Sure.
What do you think was the contributing factor to your success?
One of the strengths of Ubuntu is that we are very critical with our time. And so time-wise, we are always on agenda. So that kept us within a scope and kept us on task at all times. And finally, and most importantly, we focused on the objective, not the fluff or the creativity beyond what was necessary, but the actual task that was asked of us. So I think that all combined to result in a victory.
If you are to poach someone from Premier to your team, who would that be?
Oh God.
Anybody can pick it up.
Yeah.
And you should be ready to tell me mine.
Do we have to say a name?
Yeah. Who would you want to push from Premier?
I love it. Oh, that's you. Yeah. I don't have a name right now.
You don't want to push anybody from Premier?
Quite frankly.
I'm okay with this.
If honesty is the policy here, then I would say no one.
No one.
But if we have to say a name, is that what she's saying? Because then it becomes a whole different conversation. We have to
No,
say
it's you don't have to. If you don't want to poach anybody from Premier, it's fine.
777, no.
Okay.
This evening, you guys were dull, and I didn't even understand because then, if anybody should be dull,
We had a great
With Ocean.
Ocean,
you were asleep.
No, you were
asleep.
We had a very good
We're having a good time.
Which part of the house do you guys
Uhuru.
That's the name of
Headquarters.
Which is in real life called the
Freedom.
Oh no. As in which room is it?
That's
room 3.
room 3.
So that's where you meet in the house.
Yeah.
Because the next room is actually your competitors.
Yes,
you have 3 of your competitors in the next room.
Well, there's a washroom.
Yeah, very true.
There's a washroom.
Between
the 2 rooms.
think the previous tried to sneak on you guys to pick up ideas from you?
Well, actually, that's a very good question. We check. So like sometimes I'll open the door abruptly, but no, it's never really happened with like that before. I think they believe in themselves, which is good.
And a couple of times, I think someone steps out to see if he can.
We've closed.
It's quite new. We speak on it.
Yeah. I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
It was your idea that your team chose and you lost the competition. How do you feel about that?
I will not say I'm discouraged because I am a marketer and I suggest and I make sure I defend it and they liked it. But I like to say that some people are playing according to strategies. This is called a silent strategy. What they do is that they just sit back and they don't talk and they agree with anything. So meaning that when we have the chance or when it's time for presentation, in case anything is selected that who brought this or who did this, they are free. And that gives them the chance to get back to the house, meaning that do not be called for eviction or do not be selected for eviction. And I think it's bad because right now it's like, it is very risky to contribute.
In my opinion, we lost because everybody thought the idea was right. Everybody figured, let's use my idea, and that's why we lost.
Do you think you failed your team?
Well, I think I did not fail my team. I actually think that we all did our best. Just that our team is full of creative people. Everybody wants to actually bring something on board. We think very fast, and so we sometimes get confused what to pick. And actually, some people are in the team, they are very brilliant, but they are mentally not mature.
What I think is that there was no unity in my team. Everybody was talking and we're not listening to each other. And another person who has a great idea but wasn't able to communicate it, and he was isolated from us. So I think that was the main reason.
I called Farid and I showed him the rough sketch of what we had done with Nakoko, what I had done with Nakoko. I asked him whether we should continue, and he said okay. Other groups wanted to come and see, but I was like, they are already focused on that one, so let them just talk about it and how to defend it, right? So that when we are done with this one, we show it to them, then they'll choose the one they think fits what we are trying to do. And we showed it to them, they were all like, okay. Farid still didn't agree, so he called 3 of his friends, showed them the 2 pictures, and they told him to go with the one I designed. But he didn't, so.
You threatened to hit Sharon, and according to house rules, you're not supposed to be violent or show any form of violence to a housemate or even the crew.
Okay, so let's go back to that story.
I want to hear that story.
Okay, so she was also angry because I went to call people from outside to come and see her work. And the next one, when we had shown it to the judges and she came back, she was like, I'm trying to pull the group down. That was what like just pissed me off. I really wanted to slap her for saying that. So.
Have you apologized to her? Or you still do you think that you want to slap her?
I don't want to now. Like she approached me and we've talked.
So when we came out of the room, that's the room where the judges went to pitch. When we came out of the room, I realized that things didn't go on well, and then like the way he even pointed out, I mean, my picture, it was like this thing, and the judges had to like correct me and say who. It was like this girl. I mean, it was insulting, but I just ignored that fact. So when we got out, I was just saying like everything just went wrong. So I was telling the team that we need to like rectify it, because the way he's acting, he will actually bring the team down. So I was just talking to another teammate, and then he came out like from the back and was like, if you mention my name or something, I'll slap you. That kind of thing. I don't want to make him look bad, but I mean.
He said he was going to slap you?
I don't want that. Yes, he said that.
For more updates, follow us on @TheDealGH on all social media platforms, including Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.